One thing I think we can all agree on is that 2020 has stressed us out. This year has been rough on everyone. It's the weirdest thing to feel like you can relate to the entire world on having a bad year. So today I thought I would share some perspectives you could look at or strategies you could utilize to reduce your stress. And I tried to step a little outside of the box with some of these as well, so maybe you haven't heard them before. Number one is drop a plastic ball. I read an amazing analogy recently that really stuck with me. And this analogy was specifically talking about the balance between career life and family home life, but I think it can just generally apply to anyone. And it said that we all have balls up in the air that we're juggling. Some of the balls are plastic and some of the balls are glass. And sometimes you're going to have to let a plastic ball drop in order to catch a glass one. The trick is figuring out which balls are glass and which balls are plastic. But one thing that we all know for sure is our mental health is a glass ball. If you drop that one, it's all going down. So if you think it's about to fall, you need to let a plastic ball go instead. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit like a hypocrite sitting here saying this because I'm definitely a person who likes to treat plastic balls like they're glass. I don't like to back out of or cancel anything. When my schedule is overstuffed and I'm stressed out and losing sleep, I don't even consider lightening my load. It's like the possibility doesn't exist to me, even though it is a possibility. So I understand if you're that way too. I think we all probably need to start doing a better job of treating our mental health like a glass ball. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? What about 5 years from now? This one really calms me down when I get stressed out about something, because the majority of things that we get stressed out about are things that a year from now we aren't even going to be thinking about, whether that's an assignment that's due or an event that's coming up. So when I'm feeling super overwhelmed about something, I pause, I take a deep breath, and I tell myself, a year from tonight, this is not even going to exist in your mental space. It's temporary. And I know that people at points in their life go through things that aren't temporary. And I know that there are a lot of people this year who are going through those types of things as well. But maybe there's also something more temporary that you're going through that you could apply this one to. Write a letter. There is something so cathartic and powerful about putting things down on paper. And this letter isn't meant to be actually sent unless you wanted to. It's meant to give you somewhere to vent out all of your frustration and feelings. This could be a letter to yourself, your past self, your future self. It could be to somebody else that you feel you need to share these feelings with. Once you start writing, you might be surprised at how much just starts spilling out of you. It's almost like you're taking all of that stress that's bottled up in you internally and you're externalizing it by placing it somewhere else. Practice some self-care. I always feel better when I do some maintenance on myself. Carve out a couple hours and do all of the things you skip because you're too busy all the time. Take a hot shower or bath and exfoliate your skin, deep condition your hair, put a nice body lotion on when you get out, file your nails, paint your nails if you like to paint them. Bury the social media and news apps on your phone so that you can only use them intentionally. Without fail, within 30 seconds of being online, I see some sort of headline or tweet or picture that upsets me. And it's difficult because I think it is really important to be up to date on current events and know what's going on. But I think there's also a healthy balance to be found so it's not overwhelming you all the time. Twitter is definitely the worst one for me. There is never a positive thing trending on Twitter. And I had told myself that I would no longer get on Twitter unless I had mentally prepared myself for getting on Twitter. And then like 3 minutes later, I would realize I'd been scrolling on Twitter for a minute. I was using these apps without even thinking about it. So now I've taken the social media apps and the news apps that I want to have a balance with, and I've buried them in folders on back pages of my iPhone so they're not on the front page. And in order to access them, I have to go click through a folder and find them. Change your scenery. I swear your mood hangs in your space. If I've been on the couch all all week feeling down and I just get up and I go somewhere else, my mood improves. I remember one time a few years ago, I just went to the mall, I got myself an Auntie Anne's pretzel. I just walked around and kind of looked in windows and looked at stores, and it took my mind off of so much of what was bothering me. Just go somewhere, change your surroundings, go have a socially distanced coffee date with a friend in the park. Get outside. Fresh air and being outside is so good for the mind and body. I am a firm believer that we should all be trying to spend some time outdoors every day. My favorite thing is to just go for a long walk and work through my thoughts. But if you feel like you're too busy to do that, or you just can't motivate yourself to go for a walk, try to just set a goal to be outside for a certain amount of time every day. And that could just be sitting. Sit on your doorstep. Tell yourself you're going to respond to emails while sitting out on your deck. Talk to someone. I'm a big fan of talking about feelings. I think it always makes you feel better to talk about something with someone, to have somebody to listen to you, even if they don't really know what to say or what input to give, to just have somebody there that could listen to you. If you don't have somebody that you live with or that you would normally talk to about all the things in your life, you could always reach out to a family member or a friend and ask them if they would mind just listening to you vent for a little bit. This is actually something I've done with one of my best friends for years. Like, we will call each other or text the other one and be like, hey, do you just have a few minutes to listen to me vent? I really need to vent about something. And I always feel better after talking about what's stressing me out. And of course, therapy is another great option for this. I think therapy is a great idea, even if you do have other people in your life that you talk to. And I know that right now, especially with COVID, there are a lot of remote therapy options. So even if you couldn't go physically see a therapist, I think there are a lot of options online now to connect with therapists. Drink more water and eat a healthy meal. Now, I know that we all know this one, which is why I saved it for last. But the amazing thing about getting hydrated and stopping the junk food train is that you'll start to notice the difference literally within 24 hours. It's fast results. If your diet is part of what's contributing to your stress today, by this time tomorrow, you could have already started improving that. So those are some of my ideas for strategies you could use to reduce stress. And please, everybody watching, if you have some great techniques for ways to reduce stress, do us all a favor and let us know what they are down in a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button so you can stick around. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform, so it handles everything for you. Getting your domain name, hosting your site, it has award-winning templates, and Squarespace offers a free trial, so you can sign up and design your entire site before spending a penny. And after you design your site, you'll realize why people pay to use Squarespace. Which, by the way, even though I'm sponsored by Squarespace, I actually pay full price for my Squarespace site. I started using them long before I ever started working with them. It's honestly worth it. My website looked so bad when I tried to do it myself. So head over to squarespace.com to sign up for a free trial. And then when you're ready, visit squarespace.com/Allison Anderson to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks for watching. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves and hanging in there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.